This is video 10C in my series Rishi Devra, The Fantasy and the Facts. This video follows 10A and 10B and continues the conversation with Kathleen Francisco. 40.
Oh yeah, she earned money while she was in Israel. That's something else she freaked out about in Boulder too, was that she made a phone call which we all had to sit and listen to Devra yell at, all of us except for myself. But I did I had to sit and listen to the conversation that Devra was upset that the monies collected from this event that they had in Boulder were distributed to some of the people that hosted and had outstanding bills, rental space, communication, advertising. She was very upset that they had been paid.
But wouldn't it seem appropriate to pay them?
Right.
But she wanted the money out of the country for herself, and they could all go screw themselves.
Basically, they would have been told the check's in the mail.
41.
So back to the housekeeper thing. Presumably she would run up bills in the course of consuming all of her luxury items. Are you aware of people she owes money to locally, apart from the dry cleaners, which is an old one?
Oh yeah, Diane Johnson, who is Devra's personal massage therapist, has received 2 insufficient fund checks. And did they pay her last time with another check? Yeah, they paid her again with another rubber check, knowing that it was an insufficient fund check.
How much of a bill does she run up with the masseuse?
It's $65, I think, a trip.
An hour.
Yeah, an hour, and she is there about 2 hours.
At least.
Yeah.
Is that a week? Or
That's a week.
Yeah,
yes.
2 hours a week.
42.
How would you rate her level of micromanagement?
Oh, extensive. I've never seen anybody micromanage as much as Devra West. My God.
Would you say she has a clear policy of getting people in, basically screwing with their minds and their employment terms, money and everything, and then spitting them out and just getting another person in? It just goes on and on and on.
I was promoted. I was hired as the housekeeper. I was then promoted within 2 days to house manager. I was then promoted within a month's time from the beginning of employment to lodge manager. I was then promoted to personal assistant, all within 3 months.
Right. And were they kind of fictitious titles because you were basically doing the same job?
I was doing the same job over and over.
Okay. And
43.
did she talk about any of her predecessors, like Denise, like Tanya, like Holly, Kelly?
She spoke to me of Denise and Tanya.
Did she speak in a complimentary way?
No, it was never in a complimentary way. It was, they were screwed in the mind, they were abused, she had offered them everything, they had turned their back on her, they didn't know what they were missing, losing. She offered them the world, is what she told me. She offered them the world and they screwed it up.
Okay.
44.
In your personal opinion, do you think Devra West is of sound mind?
I do not, and I have expressed that several occasions, as I did the day before I was fired to Cheryl O'Brien. I told her that she was having severe mood swings. I was concerned. She had not slept. I took very close care of Devra. I fed her vitamins. I took care of her world, everything she did. I monitored.
You were the only one allowed in the room.
Yes, and I was the only one allowed in her room and office at that point. And I saw evidence of her not sleeping since returning of Israel, which was on September 24th? 5th. Yeah. And she is proud of the fact that she never sleeps.
Yeah.
She thinks it's godlike, doesn't she?
Yeah, it brings her pure and closer. She scribbles very oddly on papers. She'll write a piece of paper. I found many pieces of paper of a figure drawn on it, and then circle, 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 circle to where it was almost through the piece of paper. It was so intense,
Wow.
intensely drawn.
45.
Did you ever hear of her talk about Tenmayo?
Tenmayo was, yes, she spoke of Tenmayo many ways.
I mean,
Positive.
always complimentary, or
No, it was never complimentary, nor was it to Lisa or Shirley
Yeah, never complimentary.
or Marion or Anandra or
so any of the people
Anybody.
around her, she didn't refer to them in a complimentary way. She
No.
basically character assassinated them behind their backs.
46.
Devra somehow accumulated Madonna from Tenmayo.
Yes.
And the last thing I heard Tenmayo saying was she was extremely upset at the abusive state that Madonna was in upon returning back to
She's left alone.
Montana.
Wow.
Oh, she's very mean to the animals. And yeah, and I've always wondered if she doesn't abuse Madonna. And that's why Madonna urinates on the carpet in the house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I did talk to the vet about that.
Wow.
Trauma. That's why dogs do that.
Gosh.
And Devra said it's because Madonna was raised in a kennel, and she only knew to go to the bathroom in a very small place.
That's a big place
Well,
downstairs.
that house is huge. It's enormous, and it's not a tight, confining space.
No, not at all.
Also, Madonna's left out all night long.
But yeah, there's a lot of abuse going on there.
So not a happy place to work.
No, it was a no.
What did you find in the bedroom?
47.
Would you characterize the place as a hostile working environment?
Yes, it was very hostile. Very. We dreaded going to work every day. Diana and myself would call each other on our way to work to talk each other into going to work. And then we would talk to each other as we headed down the dirt driveway on, oh my God, I can't believe what we just saw. This is not normal. I spoke to my children, my girlfriends, my boyfriend, of all this stuff I saw.
How did it affect you emotionally, psychologically?
It just exhausted me.
Were you sleeping?
No, I never slept a whole night the whole time I worked there. I slept last night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah, I slept till 9:30.
Wow.
I know.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I never slept. I had nightmares. I took Paxil, Trazodone to sleep.
48.
Oh yeah. I would come to work and see evidence of fits of rage of
During the
Devra
night?
during the night, whether she was fighting with people maybe on the phone or Anandra or Jack at night or whoever else was a house guest at the time. Her closet could be ripped apart. Things were thrown against the wall in her room, broken glasses, just things in disarray. I came to work one time and saw evidence of maybe Devra had fell against something.
She had
Yeah, she had a definite gash on the side of her face. Were you there at that time? Yeah, and she said that she had slipped and then she couldn't remember. And me and Diane and myself mostly made the judgment that she had been drinking and had fallen probably down the stairs
Wow.
because of the amount of drinking and not sleeping can wear on one's mental
That'll do it.
capability.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
49.
well, I think she drinks The wine she drinks? Oh, she'll drink any wine. She actually takes me to Costco, and she stands in Costco and feels the wine bottles. And then she picks up the vibration off the labels. And that there tells her which bottle to buy.
Okay.
Would you say that she has an alcoholic problem?
I would say she has a definite alcohol problem.
50.
How would you describe her opinion of herself?
High.
Can you substantiate that?
She is bulletproof.
Would you call her a narcissist?
Probably. Yes.
God.
She is God. She is Christ. That's what she tells me. She is Christ. And if you do, Christ speaks through her, is what she says. And if you do not believe what she says, then you are going against Christ. Which, myself being a Christian, I figured it was safer just to keep my mouth shut. And I was asked at one point early on in my employment what my religious belief was. And I said, I believe in all religions. And they left me alone after that.
51.
No.
Yeah, man. She believes that the end of the world is coming.
Oh, yes.
And has told me that there's 3 phases. And we are now entering the 3rd phase. And if you do not believe or go forward with Devra, you will be left behind. You will suffer and die. And she handed me, upon returning back from Israel, 2 packages which held brown vials of radiation pills, which I'm sure was to protect her in case of a nuclear attack.
52.
And I think the timeline on just about every house manager was approximately 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
Less, just shy of 3 months.
They get burnt out.
They get burnt out, they get driven out,
Yeah.
they are denied any of their given benefits upon being hired. Things were probationary period of 90 days. I was, 4 days shy of my 90-day probation period when she fired me.
Because she would have had to have paid you benefits after that
Well,
period.
she would have had to have just cause
Right.
to
I
fire
see.
me.
53.
Did you have health insurance, or were you promised it?
I was promised at some point that Esther Michaels was creating some type of a group benefit policy.
Yeah, right.
As I was told to do a year or 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And as I
You
was
were
told to
hired,
do
weren't
too,
you?
Oh.
before he...
Oh, cool.
Did they tell you when you were hired that that was shortly to come?
Yes, it was shortly to come. And then when I asked at my review, Esther said, oh, I'm doing that.
I'm working on that.
We're working on that. Don't worry, we're working on it. That was the same as the checks in the mail.
But that's the line they give everybody. And then they tell us on top of that, that's what they tell people when they're coming for the job. Just the line, that they'll get insurance.
Yeah.
So the inner circle, which is apparently Jack West and Andra, Esther Michaels,
Yes.
are singing the same tune that Devra does.
54.
Esther Michaels is a new person in the group. She's very, I don't know.
Brainwash.
Yeah.
She's brainwashed. She's being brainwashed,
What Devra told
and
me.
she fights it.
Didn't Esther say one day, though, weren't you there, when she said that Devra made her a partner? Remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
Partner.
Yeah.
They
were partners.
Who's the partner?
Who was the partner?
Esther Michaels
Esther Michaels.
Devra.
was partners with Devra West. And that was after they returned from Boulder.
In what? Is that in Divine Unity, Millennium Mind, or personally?
Personally, I believe.